let's do this. Let's do this. All right. This is episode 8900 podcast. I'm your host, Troy. I brought in Julian from VolantViews. This is his second time.
Yep.
But first time it was mainly military. This time I think we should talk about your photography, obviously, and how the fuck you got all your photography equipment into Coachella Fest. How'd you make that work, bro? What happened?
So, I initially, I didn't even really think about going to Coachella because I was like, oh, the lineup sucks. I don't really want to go. But if I did go, it would be for pictures. So then I was like, okay, well, we found cheap-ass tickets in LA, and I was like, I'll go pick them up. You know, they're like half off. Pick those up. And then I was like, well, now
Coachella tickets were going under retail.
Well, yeah. It was
crazy.
If you went, because locally, people are like, oh, give me what I got for them. But if you went out of town to LA, I got 3 tickets for, I think it was $600 or something like that. So it's like you make the drive, sacrifice it, burn some gas, but
damn, so $100 off each
pocket, yeah, basically. So
Jesus, maybe
got
more.
that, and then I was like, holy shit, we're going. So regardless, I'm going. Might as well try to get a photo pass or whatever. So I started writing the city and the event coordination and all that, the media, and they were like, no, it's not how you do it. You're too late, whatever. So then I was like, fuck, what do I do? And then I had some friends be like, hey, we can find a way in, whatever, blah blah. You'll be good. Just talk to security. And we'll try to work something out. So I was like, okay. And they allow cameras. It's just because mine's a detachable lens. They're like, oh, that's not okay, which is the dumbest thing in the world.
They consider that professional?
I don't even know what it is, because you could still find a fixed one that doesn't do that for crazy quality. So I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if it's dangerous or whatever they see it as, but walked up to security, and then it was like, hey, and I was like, oh, it's fixed. It doesn't detach. And she's like, okay. And I was like, okay. I got in. So I got it in, but I was like, don't be stupid. Don't be waving it around. Don't be advertising I have a camera. So it'd be in my backpack, and then whenever I see a quick moment, I would just sling it around, pick, and then put it away. So all the pictures I took, I didn't see. I didn't look at oh, that's clean. It was just snap. I hope it looks good. And, yeah.
Was it was really guerrilla photography?
Kind of,
was
yeah,
it really
It was very much so some spy shit. Because there were some times where I'd be up front. For, what's his name? Dom Dalla, I think, a DJ.
Okay.
I was in the back with the media guys, all the videographers, the guys that are like me, but legit, I guess. And they'd see me with my camera and they'd be like, hey, fuck off, you can't be here. And it's like, bro, I'm doing what you do, just in the crowd, And I'm kind of glad I was in the crowd, because all the pictures I took, I feel had a different vibe to them. Nothing against the photographers that went there are great, but it's all staged and planned. You see them backstage looking at the crowd, whereas my picture was through the fingers in the audience like this, or through the cracks of the phone recording the artist. So it's just a 4K experience of being in
a real moment.
Coachella. Yeah, it was natural. So I guess guerrilla photography, just snuck around dodging security or whoever the fuck wanted to stare at me. And then
I know you did a social media last minute, almost campaign mission
to get in
type thing. Yeah, how did that? I saw it kind of blow up. So it kind of blew up. I saw it did pretty well on TikTok and Instagram. So
yeah.
Did that work for you locally at all? Did anybody locally try to help you out?
It did, yeah. Locally, it was it did way more than I thought. I was like, no one's gonna help this. I get it. No one's gonna help me out. But surprisingly, a lot. I got 15,000 views, I think.
Yeah, it went crazy. I was kind of whoa,
oh,
what
shit.
the fuck?
So I had a bunch of guys that were working it, or a bunch of photographers from Weekend One that were hired to be hey, contact this email and ask, or my buddy is working here. He can talk to the managers that give these things out. So stuff like that. So it was the local power kind of community came in, or I'd see reshares. People would share my shit and be get this local vet a chance, blah blah blah. So
what were you trying? Were you trying to just get
there's a wristband,
a media pass, an actual media?
It was a
pass?
white and blue wristband that basically says you're allowed to go up to the gates and wherever else the artist is allowed, essentially, to take pictures, and then you're going to basically sell those pictures for Coachella or Golden Voice.
Are there any local art photographers that do that?
I haven't seen any. I've seen one guy that hangs out locally, but I don't think he's a local. I don't know anyone personally that's been uprooted from the Coachella Valley that is now doing that. If there is one, you can reach out to me, but I can't recall.
Did they ever reach back to you?
No.
No one reached back to you
No.
after all of that?
Yeah, no. I applied the right way, but Golden Voice is kind of weird because they were like, hey, basically it's like you apply for it and they'll tell you yes or no. You cannot argue with the case if it's no. So then it says no, and the email straight up was just like, hello, Julian, or whatever.
You can't argue.
Due to consideration, we cannot allow you a pass. And that was the only email. That was it. You can't reply to it. You can't contact them again. Your email's on a list, so they won't open your emails. And it's like, bro, they really, when they say no, they say like, fuck you, no.
You are out,
yeah,
buddy.
Like, fuck any chance you ever had. You're done. Try again next year.
Whoa, that's wild. So, despite not getting that pass, how do you feel like your Coachella experience went, and how do you feel?
It was crazy.
How do you feel the local support was, or even the support in general for your photography from there? Because, bro, it seemed, I don't know, dude. It just seemed like people were feeling all your photos, man.
Yeah, it was a weird, kind of surreal time for me because like everyone supports my stuff that follows me, but then it was like to see the influx. I think I gained like 360 followers from that, just from that weekend, and it was just like mind blowing.
Jesus,
It was a lot. Yeah. And it was just like, what the fuck is this all coming from? And it's like a mix of the TikTok video kind of thing trending and people seeing my profile, clicking it, liking my pictures, and then people that built up the hype, like, hey, he's going to Coachella, like he's actually gonna be in there with his camera, and so it'd be people like watching me. And I remember that's what made that shit so awkward because Friday I was so nervous. I was like, bro, I'm here, but like, should I even bother? Do I suck? Am I good enough? What if these all come out like shit? And everyone's like, wow, we let that guy in and he fucking blows. So I was nervous, but I mean, it was well received. As I was editing, it was about 1,000. It was like 1,000, I think 83 pictures the first day that I took. And I was like, holy fuck, that was a lot. Second day was about 800. Third day was about 500 because I was in traffic all day.
1,000? What the, bro?
How pictures in a day, dude. Yeah.
How long would you say that editing process took you?
I'm still doing a lot of it. I haven't edited all the Coachella pictures. There's still a few to kind of unravel. But I basically just scrolled through all of them, like which ones look the best. Like if I'm going to showcase these are what you get for supporting me, which ones are going to speak. So it was a lot of like the artist photos. I found if I went to like the statues, like if I went to the local art spots or like the sculptures, the security there was crazy tight. I don't know why. But if they saw a camera, they'd legit like, hey, flash your pass, and I'd just be like, nope, I'm going to turn around. So a lot of the pictures I took were at night because no one's looking for you, no one's in the crowd.
So they would let you bring it in, but they still would not
take
let
pictures
you
of certain things. Yeah, there was like those dog statues, like the little dog garden flower things.
I wasn't there this year, but okay.
Yeah, you'd be by there, and the security guy is just like, hey, like you got a pass, and it's like, fuck, if I had an iPhone, it'd be fine.
Are you talking about the statues by the beer garden? Are you talking about those guys? Oh, okay, okay.
But
that's so weird.
That's what blows my mind, though. Is like, because if I had this, you'd be like, oh, it's just a picture. But if I have this, you're like, well, what's the problem? And it's like, dude, it's just a 4K version of this thing. Like, it's no different. But whatever the rules are the rules. I'm not gonna argue the case. But
so, going from Coachella, did Coachella, the support and everything, did that help boost you career-wise? Did that help your...
It definitely gave me opportunity. A lot of like locals would be like, hey, we saw your pictures. Or like, hey, event planners would be like, hey, like you do good crowd work, or you do good concert work, or you do really good with like low light pictures. And it was like, this is my first time ever doing this. Like, I've never done concert photography, late night photography, like high energy photography. That was like my biggest fear. So this was a huge test for me too, to even just attempt it.
Didn't you start with just drones?
I started with just drones, yeah. And the only picture experience I had on a camera was like my iPhone for like Instagram.
And now I feel like, I don't know if I'm wrong, but I feel like that's what you do more now.
Oh yeah, I don't even touch my iPhone camera anymore.
No, I'm saying even drones. I feel like you use that camera or like a regular camera more often than your drone photography.
I do use this a little more than drones, only because drones, like, you know,
more niche.
Well, it's a lot more planning. Like, I have to check the wind. I have to check.
100 Podcast. Hey, before we get too far, 100 Pod. We're live right now on Twitch. Obviously, you guys that are watching on YouTube aren't gonna see this until it's on YouTube, but I'm gonna be running it live on Twitch. Just get a little behind the scenes. Just be
link in bio.
Yeah, links in the bio. I don't know. Try to get to 50 followers. Monetize the Twitch. Monetize the YouTube. I appreciate you guys that are on Twitch right now, but yeah, let's get back into it. Sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah. So I do use this more only because of drones. Like I said, you have to check the airspace. How high am I going to be flying? Is the wind crazy? And then how many times can I get the 10 freeway at 500 feet or 400 feet the same way? How can I capture that differently before people are like, is this an old photo, or you've already shot that? And it's like, so the sky looks the same at certain points, and it's like, it's just, I don't use it as often. It's more of a video thing. Like, if I'm doing videos, that's always coming with me. But this is like, I can get the TV 20 different ways. I can change the lighting. I can adjust how these trees look vertically and blah, blah, blah. So there's more to play with on a handheld camera than a drone.
That makes sense, because a drone too, a lot of the best photography is that just high up aerial look
it
down,
looks dope.
Straight down. Yeah, it looks good, but
it
it's
looks
like,
clean.
how many times, like you said, how many times do you hit I-10?
If I had a cul-de-sac in the code, they're going to be like, you already shot the cul-de-sac. I want to see something else. And it's like, well, there's not many things else to see out here. Like, and you can't fly over like private homes. Someone could be like, that's a dope mansion, go look at it. I can't just fly over some random person's house and be like, hey, nice crib. So there's a lot more rules that go into it than just a basic camera.
Yeah, I remember I worked, a little off subject, but when I worked at Bighorn, doing security, dude, they would try to chase off the people that flew drones, bro. They would they'd see if there's a drone, and they'd be like, fine, just flying it, bro. Like, bro, it's crazy. You're like,
I don't get that. Like, it's not like it's a fucking, I'm staring at you. Like, I'm just seeing the house.
Even when I've done real estate photography, because I do drones, not as often, clearly not at your level.
You're still
but when I I don't even do it as often, but when I did it a few times, bro, you'd go to certain communities and you'd have neighbors come out and be like, what are you doing here? You have any reason to be here? You're like, bro, I'm working. I'm getting paid, motherfucker. This is my job.
A lot of people are weird with drones too. Like in the Old Town La Quinta, like the Cove, if you're flying around them, a lot of them are just like, everyone starts staring, and then they see you and they're like, what are you looking at? And it's like, the fucking city, not you with your fucking ice cream. Like, I don't give a shit about you. This is about like the views, and I'm sorry you're looking at it, but just a big headache. I hate when people create a big scene.
Luckily, in the last couple of years, I feel like it's calmed down. I feel like
it's becoming normal.
Yeah, it's starting to get, people are pretty used to them now. You've seen them.
It's kind of like a stocking stuffer nowadays with drones.
So going into Coachella or after, when you were at Coachella, did you know photography was your career choice? Now was that your
No, it was a hobby. No, dude, it was a hobby. So,
still?
Yeah, because up until after, like as the days went on, I was like, this is sick. I can do this. I can fucking do this. And then when Monday hit, and it was like, the world is done. Now you have to go edit them and just see what the fuck you did. That's when I was like, damn, low key, like, I'm pretty fucking good at this. Like, this shit, I remember going through, like, the biggest one, I remember it was...
Low key, I'm a fucking beast,
I don't like
bitch.
saying, like, well,
I'm running this shit.
It seems like a douchey thing, but it's like, dude, you're fucking pretty good at this shit, because...
You're figuring it out.
When I took that picture, that someone sent it to me. It was a friend of mine. She sent it to me in a story. She's like, hey, check it out. And it was Big Sean's story. And then Big Sean screenshotted.
I was hoping you were gonna say this.
Big Sean screenshotted it and then posted it on his page, and it was like, that's my picture. Like, he saw my picture and he liked my pictures, and then Swedish House Mafia and all of their individual profiles shared my stuff. They shared my page and my stories and all that, and I was just like, what the fuck is happening? What is happening? Like, this is way too fucking much. I'm not used to this. Like, I actually did it. Like, no one tagged me in it, like, hey, at VolantViews, or go check him out. But it was like, regardless, however many followers they have, looked at my picture with my name right there, and that's all I could ask for. They didn't all follow me, which I don't give a shit about. But it was the fact that my little ass voice with this camera, and all the people that were like, no, had to know that Big Sean was like, hey, sick pig. So it's like, thanks. That blew my mind. Even now, I have it saved. I don't really save a lot of the old pictures, but that one I have saved as a screenshot. Like, that happened. And then Janae Aiko and him, it was weird. Like, they were watching my stories all weekend. So, like, even if I didn't tag them, I would see Janae's little, like, globe icon with her check mark, watching my stories of, like, going to Coachella or whatever. And I was like, why are they watching me?
Bro, that's fucking
like,
crazy.
Why are they watching me, dude? Like, do they want to tell me something? Do they like my pictures? Like, are they going to hire me? Is my life over? Like, I don't know. So,
are they gonna? Is my life over? Are they gonna sue me or something? Should I not have took this photo? Like, damn.
It was a blessing, and it taught me a lot, and it introduced me to a lot. And that's when I kind of knew, like, I want to do this full time, because A, I'm good at it. B, I have an eye for it, I guess, and then C, I actually find happiness doing it. Like, it just feels fun to know that, hey, it's like, I'm going to capture this shit from art angles no one's ever seen, colors you've probably never thought of, and I'm a local, so, like, I know everything about the area, so, yeah, support locals.
Support locals. So, after that, oh, you know what, actually, before we get into you choosing this career, that was my hardest part doing photography, bro. The editing. Sitting down and getting in the zone. And once you get in the zone, it's fun. Like, I actually not gonna lie. Once you get in the zone, you're editing and you're, like, feeling yourself, it's good. Like, you're enjoying it, you got some music playing or whatever.
Right.
It's all good. But until you get in that zone, bro, editing is like death, bro. It feels so, like, it is the hardest thing to get going. Like, what gets you, because, like, you nonstop post photos. So,
yeah.
How are you able to just nonstop edit? You know, like, it can't, there's no way you're just, I feel like you're editing every day.
I am editing every day.
Really?
Yeah, at least, like, 2 hours, 3 hours. I'm quick at it. Like, if I was at the gym, and I'm like, I could take that picture, upload it to my phone, edit it within, like, 3 minutes, because I just know how I want it to look. But if it comes to me, like, when I post pictures on my page, those ones I sit down for a solid, I'd say, hour and a half, 2 hours, and I'll actually, like, take the time. I usually start with a playlist, so I'll try to get my mind into the music, so I'll usually, like, do dishes or walk my dog while playing some songs that I like to get me in the mood to feel, like, all creative-y, if that makes any sense. Sounds dumb, but...
No, I get it, yeah.
And then once I hear that, or one song, whatever song out of all the randoms I play that grasped me, like, I want to edit now, that's the song I'll use when I share the pictures. It's like, that's the song I'll share in the bio or whatever. So people are like, hey, when they think of these pictures, think of this song because that's what got me into it. So I'll just play some music, just tune everything out. Usually my phone's on Do Not Disturb, and I'm just in the zone, like looking at every pixel, every orange, blue, every shadow to be increased, gradients, and it's fun.
What are some of the biggest tips you'd give somebody when it comes to editing? Because editing, I feel like, is, I don't know, there's a lot of fakes. Like, people that act like they know what they're doing when it's editing, and they don't even edit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll say I'm editing a photo, and I go on fucking the
preset filters.
The photos, and you hit the fucking, that little edit thing on the Apple Photos, bro. It's edited, bitch. Like, it's good, right? Like, what have you learned, you know?
I used to, like, initially want to use filters. Like, oh, they're presets. Like, I just hit, Cinematic 3, and then, boom, it's exactly how I want it to look.
Yeah.
But it's like, people are going to catch on, like, yeah, you took the picture, but the real work comes into how do you make it yours. Like, yeah, the view was yours, but the editing, because you can add colors. You can add highlights. You can add blacks and whites. So it's like, how do you make it say, I took that? And that's where the editing is. So I was like, I want to master that. So I would just sit up for months on end.
To make it your unique editing
just to, like,
style.
find my look, for one, but then two, like, watch fucking YouTube videos on how to color grade. What is a shadow? How do you use a gradient? What is a healing technique on Adobe Premiere? And what is noise? How do you reduce it? What is ISO? So teaching myself all that was a fucking headache. It made me want to quit sometimes. But now I use it. Like, I used to always shoot on auto, and now I shoot on manual. It's like I know how to operate lighting and all that. But best tips, I mean, honestly...
Go to YouTube.
Well, yeah, YouTube is key.
That's so funny, bro.
Like,
I feel like that is, like, the biggest thing for everything. Is just look at some videos.
Yeah,
go
watch it.
Search it.
I think most people are, like, visual learners, not auditory. They're not like, I could tell you how to do it and you'll do it. I think if I showed you, everyone is like, I get it. So go on YouTube, just type in whatever you want to learn. Look up Adobe Lightroom Editing 101. Subscribe to guys like Peter McKinnon. He's like the biggest photography dude on YouTube. He taught me a lot of shit. So just look up dudes that do it and then just kind of mimic them, and then along the way make it your own, though. Like when someone says, like, copy my homework but don't make it look too obvious.
Yeah.
It's like that. Because I found my...
I think most people are pretty shitty at that, though.
Yeah. Word for word.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
a couple, dude.
This looks exactly like what I said, bro.
Fuck, dude, the intro's the same.
Damn.
She's gonna know.
What? So, back to the career shit, bro. What made you make that choice? What made you decide on... have you decided yet if this is your career, bro?
I've decided it's definitely what I want to do for a career, because it, it helps me in my mental health as well. Like, no matter what mood I'm in or what the fuck's going on in my day, if I had the best day ever, if I, like, had the absolute most shit day, I tell myself, go, either if it's on a dog walk or if it's walking to, the parking lot and back, take 10 pictures or whatever the fuck you see, like, any day. So take 10 pics and then go edit them. So then I force myself to sit down, for at least 30 minutes if it's some short pictures that I don't really care about. And just kind of edit them, play with them, and then work on my skill set. So even if I'm having a shit day, I at least improved at some capacity on my editing skills and my photography. And I've gotten better at it, but what made me really want to go there was, I would honestly say Coachella. Coachella paired with just the support from locals, I'd say. I know it sounds cheesy, but like knowing that people you've never met, I guess, that are like, hey, dope work, like I love your photos, I'll be coming to you for a photo shoot one day, that kind of shit. Or like, dude, like I've never seen people with your eye before, so it kind of hits home and it affects me deeply. So that paired with knowing that I've had validation from locals and the artists I was taking pictures of alike, it was like, I think you have a chance here. Like you're not just some aspiring dumb kid who just thinks he won something and he's good. Like if people are saying that and I've watched my skill grow and my clientele grow and my trust grow, then might as well fucking try it.
I remember watching your Instagram from like 100 followers.
Yeah.
From when it just began, you know, and you're like barely starting, and then your Instagram is now at like 1,000 or pretty fucking close to 1,000.
It's like 970 or something.
Yeah.
I have a 1,000 follower thank you video planned already. Too.
Oh shit!
I have
bro.
a bunch of shit planned already.
Damn,
so,
what the?
And I've tried to collab with like local photographers as well, because there's a lot of like local talent out here. Like I'm not just saying that because it's like, oh, shout out to the local guys that like grew up out here, whether it's handheld work or drone work, like they're really fucking good.
Who got, shout out some names? You got some guys?
We got Chad, so at Chad VH.
That was the first one I knew you were gonna shout out.
Chad VH, he's also a vet, go support him. You have like at Funk Drone, so he does a lot of work for Agua, crazy photographer handheld, and his drone work is like, it's fucking crazy. And then Fernando's photography, he actually taught me a lot about car photography as well, because he always goes to the car shows, he's big in the car community out here too. But he also does like a lot of portrait work for like weddings, baby showers, stuff like that.
I saw your car photography. How did you get connected with some of those?
I did not want to do car. So that's not that I don't want to do it.
He's like, wait.
It's not that it's like, yo, fuck car photography.
Let me rephrase this.
I just was always like, I can't do it. That was the first photography where I was like, I can't take pictures of cars. Like that's a different field. You have to be like good at this shit to do that.
Yeah.
So then I remember, what was it? The first time I got a car job, I believe it was before. It was Ferrari, dude. Yeah, when a friend of mine hit me up, and she works at Ferrari, so she was like, "Hey, I like your work. Would you feel comfortable doing like Ferrari work, essentially?" And I was like, "Sure, let's try it. Like, I'm not gonna say no to that. It's a huge opportunity." But then it's the fear of like when I hang up the call, it's like, holy fuck, what did you just do? Like, I don't know what the fuck to do. I never shot cars, and you can't just walk up in there like your camera on auto and everything automated. You have to look like you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I was practicing a lot on my Kia, just like bullshitting it outside, pretending it's a Ferrari, like getting video shots. I thought they sucked, and then show up to work, at this big ass mansion with a bunch of $1 million cars outside, and everyone's dressed to the nines, and it's just like, well, you're here now. Like, don't fuck up. They're hiring you. It's a trial to do video work for Ferrari USA. So it's like, okay, and then all these beautiful cars and just beautiful scenery and like rich ass food and free drinks and lakes. And it's like, okay, like don't focus on the fun, just focus on what you came here for. So tuned everyone out, just pick, drone shots, and made the video, got the job. They liked it, and it was obviously one of my favorite videos ever because I never done commercials. Like it's essentially an advertisement saying come buy a Ferrari, and I never done that. So doing it was a huge like congratulations to me, from myself, but then also like, hey, I fucking did it. Like I have no experience. That seems to be the trend of my life with photography is I have very little experience, but just enough like ambition to get it.
Ambition,
because like
baby.
Fake it till you make it. Just be confident. I'm a living example of just smile and wave, and then it'll come your way, and then you just act on it. So yeah, I don't want to hold back at all or doubt myself. So
man, is that not life though? Don't you gotta kind of
smile and wave?
Well, kind of just fake it till you make it, bro.
You
can't fucking. You gotta just kind of make it happen. That's it. How, I guess, did that car? I don't know because obviously you're pushing this as a career. So did that job with Ferrari? Did that push to your next like actual opportunity, your career opportunity, or was that a whole different Did somebody just hit you up randomly?
It definitely helped. Because when I got that job, it was like, okay, now, Porsche has these same events. I love Porsches a lot. So I was like, hey, they have a Cars and Coffee. It's like open to the public, just a bunch of Porsche clubs and free coffee to drink and just kind of meet the community. So it's like, as a photography guy, it's like, hey, we're going. That's a perfect quality day because you have all these new cars, old cars, coffee, community, morning shots. It's just everything. So did that, and then those are some of the cleanest pics I've ever taken outside of Ferrari. And then I was like, I think I like this. So then guys with like car club would hit me up, like guys that own the BMW car club out here. It's like, hey, can you take these pictures of my car? And then his friends have friends, and they want pictures of their cars. And then someone else sees that, and they're like, hey, I have this business. I have a coffee business. I bartend, blah, blah, blah. So then they end up hiring me, or like, hey, I like your work. I've seen your work with Ferrari. And there's kind of this status thing where it's like, I wouldn't say, hi, I'm Julian. I work at Ferrari. How can I help you? It was not that, but it's like, hey, I've done work with Ferrari. That's the biggest thing on my resume. And when you tell someone that, it's instantly like, you must know what you're doing. So people wouldn't question me. They wouldn't lowball me or doubt me. So it was cool. And that and all the car practice, all the car commercials and car clout essentially helped me look professional. Like, it's not like I'm taking pictures of like your dad's Honda. It's a Ferrari at an event with dress, attire, and everything. So
it just looks super high.
Yeah, it looks professional.
Yeah.
So
I gotcha.
Businesses would see that, and then after I posted on my page, they'd see it and be like, hey, you do great work. Have you thought about this? Have you thought about working here? So there was a job opportunity at a media group locally that does like commercials and content for any client.
And they just saw your photos on like Instagram or something?
They saw my photos on Instagram. Yeah, they saw it.
Fucking magical, bro.
And it's like, hey, there's a job opening if you want. You can apply for it and see how it goes. And I was like, fuck it, I've never done that.
Yeah.
If they like my work, they like my work, and I can put out, and I'll have the ambition for it. So applied, did some interviews, and then now I work there. So now I'm not the videographer. Like, I'll be doing video work and all that. My main job is content creation. So it's like helping these companies branch out on social media, get their pictures up, caption their shots, do their hashtags, stuff like that. So it's kind of just helping the spider web grow up, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But this job, Ferrari, Coachella, it all kind of helped tell media companies or whoever's looking at my shit that I know what I'm doing.
Have you thought about like, I don't know, having your own website or like, like selling your own prints or anything on your own?
I'm still trying to sell prints. It's just so pricey, dude. Like, because I can't print on like some bullshit like Letterman paper. It has to be high gloss, high quality paper that you want to frame, and then it's going to be big enough to where you frame it. I can't have it be some little iPad size, and that costs money. So it's like, if I'm going to be paying $50 to print, or I need some revenue.
Whatever, photos or you know, like limited photos, whatever. On.
Yeah, I want to sell limited prints. Like create a line of like, no one's ever going to get these again, once in a lifetime, solid copy, like autographed or watermarked or whatever. I thought about doing that. I thought about selling to like local hotels. Like, hey, I have this dope art piece. It look great in the lobby. Would you like it?
Yeah.
Black and whites. That's why I'm kind of touching up my portfolio more. Like, I did a black and white line of all my classic shoots. Because I was like, I think these look best. These are like my favorites. So I'm going to turn them vintage, kind of make them look old school. And those did really well. I've already had some people buy them. But right now, my biggest thing would essentially be having a website to broadcast all my work, videos, and photography, and then have people submit inquiries, or they can reach out to me in like an email, like, hey, I want this, and that done. Here's my budget, shit like that. So I want to go professional, maybe be independent down the road one day, but right now I'm just going to try to soak in as much as I can learn from anything I can.
Yeah.
I'm not
just
trying to
anything creative, marketing, photography.
Yeah. Help me out, help them out.
Along that line. That's, I don't know, bro. It's pretty mind-blowing because I've spoke to, I don't know, I feel like since you started doing photography, you're pretty much in the beginning of your drone photography. And you always said it was like a hobby, and I always told you, bro, your work's too good. Your work's too good. Your work's too good. And then now it's like, it's kind of undeniable,
Yeah, I feel like it's second to who I am, I guess. That sounds really cheesy, but again, it's just like I can't see myself not taking any more pictures or not having a camera in my backpack.
So every day you take photos?
Here it is. Every day I take photos, download them, clean the memory card, format it, and try again. So once this hits full, format it, go back to it.
And formatting is basically just clearing it, right?
Yeah.
Why do they call that formatting? That is the weirdest.
I don't know.
When people used to say that, I'd be like, bro, I don't need...
Hey, format it. It's like, to what? It's like, no, it means delete. Then say fucking delete.
Delete it! Clear it!
Like,
That's hilarious.
I don't know the lingo. Even now, like, if some photography lingo, I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking about? And they're like, you don't know? And it's like, I'm kind of new to this. Like, at Ferrari, they'd be dudes with these big-ass cameras. And size doesn't matter with cameras. Small ones still do it good. But, they look at your camera. It's like a weird thing that photographers will experience. Like, I'm here with, like, this. And they'd be like, and this lens is, like, out to here with a handle on it. And it's like, you're not better than me.
Looking like they're at a football game?
Yeah, and it's like, bro, chill out. But they'd be like, how long have you been doing
Network cameras.
And I'd be like, oh, I've been taking pictures for like 8 months. And they'd be like, that's it? What are you doing here? And it's like, how long have you been doing it? It's like 15 years. And it's like, well, nice to meet you. I'm here with you, bitch.
Yeah.
Suck it up. So,
I'm learning quicker than you are, bro.
Well, yeah, it's like, it's like that. If they're going to act like that to me, like, during Coachella, dude, like, not to talk shit or anything, but there were so many people that would DM me. Like, yo, like, you're not going to do it. You don't deserve that. Like, there have been people putting in the work that should get it, not you. Shit like that. And it's like, then have them ask. Have them do what I'm doing. You can easily go on your social media and you can say, hey, I want this opportunity. I want to do this. Help me out. But it's like, you want to talk shit.
It's just people talk shit because they don't want to do that work, bro. Yeah. Bro, that, like I said, editing isn't fucking fun. Even going and taking photos, yeah, it's fun when you're doing it, right? Like, when you get out there, you do it. But how many people say, oh, I'm going to go do something, and then they don't do it, and it's like a grind just to get outside. So, a lot of people are lazy, and they just see somebody working and like that shit. They saw your video probably take off, and they're like, fuck this guy,
yeah,
you know?
Bitch, she's already making it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was one girl that told me something, it was like, shut the fuck up. She was like, you know, as a local photographer myself, you should know when to appreciate the small things and learn how to earn things and not have them given to you. And then she was like, you should start off taking like...
You've gotten so much haters, bro, and that's a beautiful thing. You must have really good photography. That's what it is.
I never thought I'd have someone talk shit on pictures. But she was essentially just like, dude, you should, instead of going to Coachella at the top of the crown, she was like, you should start small, take pictures of local bands and garages and that are doing school events, and then once you earn your way, be invited to Coachella. And it's like, or you could shut the fuck up and ask, and then maybe be given the opportunity, and then you could suck it because you fucking did it. So,
yeah, you could just make your own path. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like
if you think you deserve, if you think you're good enough to start somewhere, why be at the bottom? Apply for supervisor if you think you're a better leader than follower. Apply for a bigger job position, or ask for a raise if you think you could do more work than the average person. So it's like, stop limiting yourself due to some fucking social norms.
That's why Joe Rogan's podcast is the biggest, is because he listened to everybody.
Oh yeah.
And said, yes, you're right. I'll stop with my podcast. He
knows his not his audience, just his I can't think of the word.
He's definitely, I'm not hating, he's definitely more part of the, what is it? The the in group, you know, he's more of the, what is it?
Not yes man, but just kind of like go with the flow.
Well, it's just because he got that big old contract, because it was supposedly $100 million from Spotify, and then it came out after all, like, there's like having some weird issues or whatever. It came out, it was double that. It was $200 million. So homie got paid $200 million to fucking
talk to people.
Yeah, bro. And so I would be a little bit of a yes man too. I'd be like, okay, I won't be as crazy, but I'll calm down.
I'll shut the fuck up.
I'll chill out. $200 million. All right, but I guess I'll calm down.
Can you imagine that job? Like just this, but getting.
Dude, I know. That's why we gotta get this fucking monetized. Get YouTube monetized. Like that's the goal, man. And you know, cause I love this stuff, but I gotta get back on the grind. But just like how you are, you are grinding you put a post out, you put a story out, you put photos out every day, dude. And it's not just about that one post. It's not about that week, bro. It's about the consistency, and people start seeing your shit over and over and over again, and then one person follows you, and then a random person sees your shit, and it's like, it's crazy. Just like those car companies, the biggest car brands in the world, like Ferrari, bro. How many people can even afford a Ferrari? No, and they're still using social media. Why? Because they want that little 1% person that sees it out of nowhere, you know? And it's just crazy, bro. It's crazy how much those hashtags or just the posts and the stories, how much it can just blow up your shit.
It is an art.
Like how Big Sean saw your photography and shared it. Like that. What are the chances, bro? Like, what are the chances? Like, he would never see it if there was no social media.
I know, yeah, he'd be like, "Oh, cool, you took a picture of me. I don't give a fuck." But to see him like physically hit the share button and then all that, it's just like I can't breathe. Like, what the fuck is happening? And
to his millions of followers.
Yeah, dude. And to just know that he liked it. Like, when I saw that picture, like, edited, and I was like, low key, this should be an album cover of like him and Janae. Like, they're expecting a baby soon or something, so maybe that could be album cover. You can have it for free. Just tag him.
Just tag him, dude. Tag him, bro.
Cloud's currency nowadays. Like, honestly, if you can't pay much.
Hey, shout out to people that are in here still, though. Hey, again, tune in on Twitch. We'll live stream every podcast. We got 3 in here right now. Hey, that's not bad. First Twitch. No, 1 just said 100 podcasts. Oh. 100 podcasts. But we got 3 tuned in, bro. I'm pretty. Shout out, dude. That's pretty good. That's better than I've ever done on Twitch.
Send your Instagram at.
And yeah, bro, and I've never, exactly. I'll follow you guys back on IG, both of us. VolantViews, right here.
I'll follow you back. You're a supporter.
That's hilarious. So anything else you want to say to wrap it up, bro? And drop your Instagram. You have Twitter?
I have a Twitter. It's really more of a personal thing, not really a professional.
So you don't really talk, no. So just drop your
pictures,
drop your IG, your
My
photography
IG is at Volant, VOLANT, views, all one word, no capitalizations. And my personals.
And do you do, like, if somebody hits you up on Instagram, like you did say, like events or whatever, but do you do just like regular photography? If someone hits you up like, hey, can you do my daughter's graduation photos?
I get those the most. Quinceañeras and
what a question, bro. I just know, bro. I'm sorry.
Those things, dude. Like, I want to do that. Like, it'd be fun. Like, wedding is actually kind of what I get into, because I think I could do video work to like capture the love really well. As dumb as that sounds.
Yeah.
But when it comes to these other things, like here's a graduation, here's a birthday party or a baby shower. It's not the same to me. Like, I've never been to those events ever, you know?
Got you.
So it's like, I wouldn't know.
You just don't understand it as much?
Yeah, I wouldn't know what to look at. Like, what should I highlight? What should this... They're going to expect me to know, you didn't get this moment, you didn't get that moment, but it's like, what does that mean? So I don't want to pretend to be something I'm not. If you ask or inquire with me and I don't know how to do it, I'll send you someone who I think does it best, and then you can talk to them and, you know, tell them I sent you and just have a good fucking time. Cause
do you just think those are just not something you're that interested in? Is it just not you just don't want to ever work on those? Or do you think over time, if you become an independent, if you're fully independent, would you... Because if you're getting hit up for that all the time.
Yeah, like, I know I should, and it's my
like
comfort.
Throwing hundreds down the toilet, bro.
Like, it's different, because like, I tell people, and I'll post it on my Instagram a lot when I talk. It's like my forte, my go-to, and why I like it, is I like capturing things that aren't alive, just because it's like, how do you bring life to a dead thing? You know what I mean? It sounds dumb.
Okay.
But like a car, not alive, but you can make it look like it's got life too, with colors, with lighting, with auras and stuff. Or a palm tree, that's technically alive. Not, you know.
Yeah.
Humans, like things that are...
It's hard to make an ugly lady look good. I do.
But then it goes into the extra work too. Like, you have to go into the pores of their skin and like detach clean them up, do some makeup and Photoshop, and it's like, bro, this is how you look. Like, I can't fix it, and then they get mad, and then it's just like, whatever, I'm not doing this. So in time, I'd want to.
Oh, I get you.
It just sounds like such a headache. And
yeah, bro.
Props to the guys that do that, dude. I could never do that.
I think a wedding, you do a great job, but like graduate, I get all that, because that's just like,
so much.
It's not like, it's just not you, bro. Like, you're just not that. You got energy. You're like, bro, I want to like.
Yeah, I want to get in the crowd.
I want to put something into this. Yeah. Like, you're just standing there like this, like.
And it's funny because like I seem so socially. I've had clients be like, "You all right?" And it's like, I'm great. I'm just so fucking focused right now. Like, I'm not trying to converse with the audience or talk to everybody. I'm just like, how do I get the most fire shit from this place? So sometimes I'll be in an event just like in my like just looking at the screen, not looking at anybody, and just doing my thing. And I like when people are like, let him go, let him do his thing. He's gonna take good pics. But I can't have like a party and then be like, oh wait, cheese, because it's not my thing.
You ever see those videos, bro? The caricature where the dude, it's like on TikTok or whatever. And the dude that'd be like the couples, and he'll draw their faces, and their faces are fucked,
huge,
bro.
yeah.
Like they got a big nose, he just makes it fucking huge, bro.
I think those things are supposed to like highlight your best features.
And he highlights the worst.
But then it's like, yo, you call me fat, or like you're saying I got a big nose or a fat head,
or like big forehead.
Yeah.
Like,
And it's like fucking square up, you artist.
Square up, bro. I'm gonna beat your ass, bro. That's hilarious. That's funny, bro. But VolantViews, episode 89, second episode with him. It looks like my computer's about to break down.
Yeah, it's freaking out.
Yeah, it's getting hot, I think. I appreciate you guys tuning in. This guy's gonna be on again, I'm sure, bro.
Yeah, just go follow me.
Yeah, episode 89. Peace out. I appreciate you guys on Twitch too.